I think it's tricky to get people who've used the web and taken it for granted for a long time to actually think about what sort of a web they want, and realize that it might not always be as open as it is at the moment. Maybe, obviously, one way to do it is to turn off the web. One way to do it is to spy on the web and then do something horrible to them. Not the way we'd like to do it. What we'd like to do is to let them imagine, get them to understand a bit perhaps about how the tremendous economic surge that we've had has been really only possible because of the openness, sort of commercial openness of the web as an open platform. To realize also how that all the things they think of in terms of democracy nowadays really also require an open web. The technology was designed to be universal. That was the most important thing. So the idea is you can put anything on it. It's independent of any constraint like what operating system your computer uses, or which country you're in, or what language you speak, and so on. So it was designed as something you could put anything on. I clearly didn't imagine that we'd get to the point where it seems that almost everything's on. I think the thing that's worried me most all throughout the last 25 years has been the possibility of what this tremendous open community being constrained, controlled, basically either by a large company or by a big government, or by, typically nowadays you find some countries, governments and companies are hard to tell apart. Thou fear that this openness, ability that anybody has to express themselves, the fact that they can say whatever they want, the fact that I can go and serve myself to any information I want, is suddenly constrained for whether it's for a commercial goal or political goal. Either would be a disaster. I think it's going to be a great way to get people thinking. We need people thinking about it. Not just the technologists that I talk to day to day who work on the inner workings of the protocols of the web, but everybody. We need people in government, those who understand technology and those who don't understand it so well, all to talk together. People who have a really good understanding of human rights, people who understand how the world of commerce works, people who understand how the world of art works. Or, the art world in a way serves humanity as one of its forms of communication, as one of its consciousnesses as well.
The web is something in my lifetime that's come into being and transformed humanity's sense of how it speaks to each other, what's available on the planet, and how to solve problems. And it's really the most extraordinary and wonderful thing. But it's also something which humans, once they get their hands onto anything, some people use it for great good and some people use it in quite a malign way and some people just in a thoughtless way. And we have so much creativity and potential for the world to be more peaceful and more articulate and have greater empathy, but we also have privatization, we have surveillance, we have over-commercialization, we have a whole range of issues trolling, misuse of this great freedom that Tim Berners-Lee gave us. So the festival is to celebrate everything that the web has brought us in order that we can alert ourselves to the fact that if you don't care for the things you love, then they can disappear again. And this is about creativity, but it's also about action.
We have a duty to think about this thing and plan, because to plan the future, we're going to need, in some cases, some laws, and in some other cases, we have to make sure there aren't any laws. We have to really decide what sort of society we want, decide how the web is going to be involved in that, and then decide what sort of structure we have to put together so that we have the openness that we need. The time is now. If we don't do it now, I think we have a duty for the next 25 years won't be the 25 years that we want.